2 streams in 1 day, chat. 2 streams in 1 day. That's how you know. That's how you know I'm really bored today. Plus, there's a lot of big YouTubers talking about GameStop today. I mean, I haven't even really searched for what other YouTubers are talking about this. We should give it a look. Obviously, Penguins being the biggest. I wonder if Asmongold is made a video or is gonna make a video. I feel like he should, but I don't know. A lot of small YouTubers. I'm surprised. Hey, look, there's me. Where's yeah, a lot of small YouTubers making videos about GameStop. Hey, look, there's my video. Oh, Neo Cards and Comics made a video about GameStop, which is dope. He's not a large YouTuber, but we know Neo. Yeah, it's a bunch of small YouTubers. Here's one that has like 98,000 views. It's a short, though. What's that? Oh, it's just like a little skit. Alright, I don't want to watch that. Another short. The shorts are doing well. This guy just has like Minecraft playing. I don't understand shorts, bro. Shorts are weird. Shorts are very weird. Thrift School. I think this guy follows me. I don't know if he like actually like watches the channel, but I'm pretty sure he's subscribed to the channel. I actually want to see. I haven't looked in a long time. I think he subscribed a long time ago. Yeah, he's still subscribed. August 14th. It's kind of cool. 100K count. 100K subscribers. Sub to my little channel. That's pretty tight. He makes decent videos. Let's see. Another small channel. So it looks like Meet Kevin and Penguins are potentially the only large channels that made a video about this. For now, you know, the news is still pretty new, so you never know. I guess I could, can I popularity? There we go. Then we can filter it by like this week or something. So yeah, there's that. This dude has a. I mean, I've seen this guy before. Potentially a view botted stream. I don't know. What's going on with my stream? Dropping frames. Don't tell me my internet went out. How come this always happens, bro? There we go. We're getting some connection back. Very odd. Very odd. So where's Penguin's video? How come Penguin's video is not up here? Just a lot of small YouTubers. Already back. Yeah, I wanted to watch the Meet Kevin video, but it's like 20 minutes long. And I have nothing to do today, so I'm just chilling. Back. Welcome back, Patrick. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so there's the Penguins video. The Power Pack video that's 100K. We got Meet Kevin's video. A lot of Power Pack videos. Interesting. Nothing there. So it looks like Meet Kevin and Penguins are the only like really large YouTubers that made a video about it. This guy, I don't know who he is. Who's this guy? Oh, he's a pretty big YouTuber. He just doesn't get. He averages like 70K views, so he's pretty large. That's not bad. He's talking about it. I think he just does like video game reviews or something. Console reviews. I'm not really sure what he does. A lot of loading going on your stream. Yeah, I don't know why it's so laggy right now. Not really sure. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just I mean, it is 4 o'clock. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the time of day. Usually I don't stream at this time of day, and it's the weekend. Maybe there's just a lot of people using internet right now. I don't know. This is weird. I've never had the stream lagging this hard. It's very odd. So I mean, he's a pretty big YouTuber. 11 minutes. Maybe we'll react to his video too. Why not? Why not? Might as well, right? Got nothing better to do. And maybe it'll be more interesting content than me reading articles. Holy cow, these are some long ads. All right. Maybe we'll check out his video. Sucks that the stream's so laggy. Let's see, small YouTubers. Oh, who's this guy? Next GameStop already in the works. What is this? This is like a German YouTuber. I think this guy's German. He's a smaller YouTuber though. He has a lot of subscribers, 179,000, but he just doesn't get that many views. That's kind of interesting. Where's here it is. And then all the same people who make France. It might be France. I don't know. I don't know. I just took a guess. It could be France. Definitely could be French. I mean, he's a pretty large YouTuber though. 174,000 or whatever. The rest is just the same wannabe trader channels that are always talking about GameStop. So nothing really there. I guess let's do why didn't it suggest Neo Cards and Comics video? Neo Cards and Comics is the GOAT. Varley. What's up, Varley? How you doing, man? It's crazy how there was like 50 people in here earlier, but there's literally like 4 people in here right now. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Yeah, see, there's no like there's not many people making videos about this. I mean, at least Penguins made one. That's pretty dope. It's sad that he just shit on the stock or just shit on GameStop, and like he's not very like educated on the subject, but it is cool that he made a video about it, right? I guess we can say that much. Any new developments? Nah, I'm just gonna watch these videos. We got Meet Kevin's video, and then this other guy. He's got like 764,000 subs, so just watching some bigger YouTubers talk about GameStop and seeing how misinformed or uneducated, however you want to put it, seeing how just seeing what these people think, you know. Which video do we watch first though? The Meet Kevin one's gonna be long, bro. This is like a 20-minute long video, and I'm sure I'm gonna be talking the whole way through. So that's gonna be like an hour. Ugh, that sounds crazy. I should probably just get that one out of the way, right? How's your guys' weekend going though? What are you guys up to? Might as well say what's up. But nah, I don't think there's anything new. Just it's the weekend. I don't think they'll post any news over the weekend. Maybe you'll get some more info next week, but I don't think you would get any news over the weekend. Playing WoW? Nice. WoW's legit. I used to play RuneScape a ton. I've never really played WoW. Going good, just looking forward to Monday. It's new for me. I didn't usually do that before investing in Gme. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, there's nothing new here. A lot of the technical indicators on GameStop are flipping bullish, which I guess is pretty interesting. Like the monthly MACD went green or something like that. I wonder, I don't have a TradingView account, but I wonder if I can look at this stuff without opening an actual account. Let's see, can you pull up a MACD on this? I don't think you can. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do it. Unless maybe if I take an indicator off, I think you have to have a subscription to use indicators. Fine, I'll open an actual account. Let's look at some technical analysis for a second. I'm not a big technical analysis guy, but I gotta see all this stuff for myself. Can I look at the Ichimoku cloud or whatever the fuck that is? I've always heard about the Ichimoku cloud, or I don't even know how to say it, but I've never used it. Like, I feel like a lot, like I was saying earlier in the earlier stream, a lot of these technical indicators are like lagging information. It's not really up-to-date information. So like, you know, GameStop stock was probably bullish a really long time ago. I mean, it definitely was if you're looking at the stock market through my lens, you know, just simple market structure and higher highs, higher lows, whatever. Like, it's been bullish, but now it's pretty interesting to see all these lagging indicators start to flip bullish. It's pretty interesting. So like the MACD, let's see if we go on a monthly time frame here. Maximize. Let's see, 1 month. I don't know how many years we'll go. Let's do 5, I guess. Yeah, see, it flipped bullish. It flipped green. And you haven't seen this flip green since September of, what is that, 2025? That was the last time you saw that flip. Oh, November. Or wait. Oh, I'm looking at the volume. My bad. I need to be looking at this. So, yeah, the last time you saw the MACD flip green was September, right? Well, I guess it was green. Oh, very interesting, actually. It was green all the way through June to May of June 2024 to May 2025, or July 2025. The MACD was green on the monthly. And then it was flat August, green September, but pretty much October, November, December, January, February, March, April, it's all been red on the monthly MACD. And now you're potentially, oh no, because if the stock goes down, this is going to go down. So it's not official yet, because this is just the beginning of the month. So this is why you got to be careful with Reddit, because they'll try to make you think that something that's happening is, you know, something that isn't even happening is happening. So, you know, sure, it is green, but the month just began. It wasn't green last month. So you're still red on the monthly MACD, but if this flips green, I mean, the last time you were super red on the monthly MACD and then it flipped green was June 2024. So I guess that's kind of interesting. But yeah, see, that's why you gotta be careful with Reddit, bro. That's why you gotta be careful with Reddit. And then Ichimoku, I don't even know if I can look up Ichimoku on this. Let's see. So this is the Ichimoku cloud, whatever the fuck that is. Whatever the hell that is. Let's see. So on the weekly, the last time you were in the Ichimoku cloud was when we issued the second set of bonds, I think. I'm pretty sure this is the second set. I don't remember the exact dates. but that was the last time you traded inside the weekly Ichimoku. And when you... Oh, wait, this was probably the first one. This was probably the second one. Or this was warrants, actually. I think this was warrants. So this is probably the second one. This is warrants. I think the first one's back here somewhere or right here. I don't remember the exact dates, but yeah, the last time you were trading in the Ichimoku cloud on the weekly chart was when they issued warrants and bonds. And obviously, you know, the stock was going up quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting. Like, are they going to let the stock run this time? Or are they going to do another set of bonds? And this eBay shit is, you know, just a meme. You know, what if the eBay thing is just a meme? And they're just, you know, gaining the stock price to do another set of bonds? Like, that would be very interesting. It would kind of suck because obviously we don't know if that's going to happen or not. But... that would be very interesting because, you know, GameStop has been proven to use hype to their advantage. But then this is kind of interesting, I guess. Like I said, I don't know how relevant this Ichimoku shit is. Doesn't really make any sense. I don't know why anyone would use this, but... the last time you were in the Ichimoku cloud was during the 2024 squeeze on the monthly chart, and now you are officially trading inside of it. What that means, I have no fucking clue, because I don't use the Ichimoku cloud. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, should we look it up? Let's look it up. What is the Ichimoku cloud? Let's have AI implant this into our brain. Ichimoku Cloud's a technical analysis tool developed by Goichi Hosada in the late 1930s. Oh, wow. That is just 1930s, bro. Still using trading indicators from the 1930s, and people... That's actually insane. That's actually insane, bro. Using trading indicators from the 1930s. That's wild. It is designed to provide traders with a comprehensive view of market trends, momentum, and potential entry and exit points. Consists of 5 components: Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, Chikou Span, Senko Span A, and Senko Span B. Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen are moving averages that help identify trend direction. So that's probably... I don't know, my chart has too many fucking lines, so I don't really know exactly. That's probably like... It doesn't tell you. I mean, I bet I can click on it, and it'll tell me. Okay, here it is. So the blue is Tenkan, purple's Kenjin. I don't see either of those. Oh wait, right there. Unless that's one of my lines. Oh no, right? I see it. I think. That could be one of my lines too, actually. I think that's it. So that's a moving average of the Ichimoku cloud, and you're trading above it. But you're not trading above the Kinjin moving average, whatever that means, bro. Whatever that means. The Chikou span indicates current momentum. I don't think that's on this one. Oh, wait. It's right here. It's red. Oh, that's probably this. Is that this? Is that the whole thing? Okay, so that's that. Or wait. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like that doesn't make any sense. Whoa. Let's see. Senko Span provides dynamic support and resistance levels. Ichimoku Cloud itself serves as a visual representative of the market's equilibrium, helping traders understand the strength of the trend and potential reverses. Traders use the Ichimoku Cloud to analyze market conditions, set stop losses, and make informed trading decisions. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure. I don't know how much I agree with that, but whatever. Whatever, I get it. So, I mean, if you're going off the Ichimoku Cloud, it's 1930s, I mean, you're trading in that for the first time in 2 years, and it doesn't really go back much farther because it's like all messed up. So I don't know, that's pretty interesting, but I would never use the Ichimoku cloud for anything ever. So I'm sure there's like other technical indicators. Oh, you have a lot of like crosses on a lot of things. Like if we go to the Rory Kittinger charts, you have oh wow, RSI on the daily is overbought officially. The last time you were overbought on the RSI was back mid-April, and the stock went from $23 to $24, but it still continued to rise. It sold off a little bit, but you still never went below $24. And then the last time before that was beginning of April. Last time before that was like beginning of March, and that was a peak. Same with the end of February. It was kind of a peak, but it still kept going up overall. That's just the RSI though. Where's the crosses? So this one, the MA, the 20 MMA and the 50 MMA crossed. And the last time you saw that happen was back in early February, or wait. Yeah, early February, but that was a peak. It's kind of weird. It's not peaking this time. It's not. That's the super interesting thing about GameStop's chart is a lot of these technical indicators. The last time they hit a lot of the levels they're at, the stock was peaking. But this time it seems like the stock's breaking out of these technical indicator like peaks. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Because like this and the RSI, if you go back beginning of March, the last time you were at like 65 on the RSI or whatever around there was a peak. Same here. It was a peak. Not really here, but here, yeah, it was a peak. So like, it's very interesting seeing. Like I said, I'm not really a technical guy, but it is interesting seeing all the technical indicators line up in like areas that were peaks a few months ago. And now you're kind of breaking out of those areas and the RSI is not really moving. So, but it's going to be very interesting. And then there's other stuff as well. Like, you know, anytime the moving averages is crossed and stuff, there's been like peaks and just a lot of just interesting things, but I don't use technical analysis. It's just a waste, like bullish and bearish. If it's bullish, you have higher highs, you have higher lows. If it's bearish, you have lower lows and lower highs. Like it's really not more complicated than that. You don't really need technical indicators in my opinion. I think they kind of just get in the way. I don't really find them relevant personally. Let's see. Sorry, I have not been reading the chat. I've just been blabbering. Only use a few simple indicators. I don't use any. Can we break 30 Monday? I have no clue. I'm not too worried about it, bro. I'm in this stock for decades, so like Monday isn't really like I'm not too worried about what happens Monday, you know? There's an announcement. I wouldn't be surprised if we gapped up and started at 30. I believe almost all indicators are based on past price action, so they can only say so much. Yeah, basically. Well, it's a combination of past price action, like the moving averages, or a combination of however many trading days, whatever. Like, so it's just like I said, it's just kind of lagging information. So to me, it's not really relevant. Like the market's simple, you know, it's pretty simple. If you're using all these technical indicators, I feel like it just makes it more complicated than it actually is. Fundamental analysis is honestly the truest thing, I think. I think fundamental analysis is like if you want to be a true investor and actually make money, you need fundamental analysis, but you can use like trading aspects to give you more conviction on your fundamental analysis, I guess. I really think fundamental analysis is number one if like you're truly trying to make it long term in the market. If you're just trying to gamble and you just want to make a quick buck or whatever, sure, you know, learn the trading stuff. But I think if you actually want to be successful in the market, the fundamental analysis is truly the key. Trading stuff is just like for risk management, to be fair. And risk management is like, I don't know. how important is risk management actually if you find a really good investment? Like, I think the risk is not putting in enough money, you know? I don't think the risk is how much is it going to go down or up in the short term, you know? I think the risk, if you find a true good investment that you're actually like confident in, is can you put in enough? Or did you put in enough? Like, I think that's the true risk. Like, trading, risk management, I don't know. Like, I guess it just depends on your goals, though. My goal currently isn't capital reservation, you know? My goal right now is to maximize capital. So, you got to take risk if you want to do that. You can't really risk manage your way to maximizing capital. I think you can still make money and do well managing risk and trading or whatever and just doing things simple. But I think if you truly want to maximize capital to the fullest extent, you have to take risk, and you have to take substantial risk. And in the case of GameStop, it wasn't that. I mean, it seems like it's not really substantial risk. Just seems like it's volatile. Let's see. A lot of RSIs. Where's that one chart? Is it the bottom? Yeah, this one. Yeah, because this one, last time you had a cross on the on-balance volume was January, mid-January, and the stock went up quite a bit. And you had the same thing happen here. And, I mean, look what happened. Yeah, the GME to SPX is pretty interesting because the last time you like tapped it was the beginning of April and you had this move. But you haven't really tapped it since then. And then you had the cross back in later January, which was in the middle of a pretty large move. Well, crossing the MA, the moving average. But the last time you had GME SPX over 10%, you know, was a peak on the stock. So this is why technical indicators are dumb, because what if the stock just keeps going up? You know, all these technical indicators are pointing that the stock is peaking in a lot of ways, but look at the volume. Look at the volume. I mean, what happens if it just keeps going up? You know, what if all the technical indicators are wrong? What if the people who say GameStop's trash are wrong? What if like, what if they actually are buying eBay? What if they don't dilute? You know, what if they don't do another set of corporate bonds? You just never know, man. You just never know. Like, I have a pretty strong feeling they're gonna dilute again and do corporate bonds or something, and this eBay shit's a joke. But at the same time, what if it's not? And what if they don't? Like, it's a interesting situation to be in. That's really all. Very interesting. Let's see. The last time you had a cross on the PMO was back in mid-December during the sell-off, and then it sold off more, but you eventually ripped. Yeah, I don't know. Technical indicators or whatever. I'm not a huge fan. You know, I'm in this for the YOLO, to be fair. If I'm just being 100% honest, I'm in it for the YOLO, bro. Maybe the technical indicators are right, but maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm right and everyone else is wrong. You never know. You never know. Alright, should we get into these stupid videos? I guess. Why not? Why not? Why not? Kevin said it can go to 100. I feel like Kevin's video is going to be decent because he actually dives into fundamental analysis. So I don't know if I'll have too many negative things to say about Meet Kevin. But we'll see. We'll see. I've only watched like a little bit of the video, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes of it, so I don't even know what he's going to talk about. So I don't know what I'm going to have to say about it. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully not a lot. Hopefully he has just a pretty good take on it and I don't have to interrupt a bunch and make this video like an hour long. Hopefully we can keep it chill. And hopefully he doesn't flag my channel. That's another thing. He might flag my channel and that would suck. Millionaire bust, exactly. Exactly, bro. Tax-free millionaire bust. Because once you become a millionaire, I mean, you do whatever you want, but I'm not selling. I'm never selling. I ain't paying taxes on no $1 million, bro. I'm sorry. They'll have to pass a bill to tax unrealized gains if they want me, because I ain't selling. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this. I don't think I'm gonna make an intro. I think we just run it, right? I don't think there's a point for an intro. Let's see. I want to actually check if I want to check how the Penguins video is doing. I don't think I can view the chart yet, though. I wonder if the AI would tell me if there's like a significant drop off or anything. See what the AI says. Having trouble. Get out of here with that. See what the AI says about this video. See, outstanding AVD. Debunking the garbage takes, keeping audience high, solid view count, low AVP, click-through rates moderate. Videos long, consider using chapters, no. Are there any significant drop-offs? Let's see if it even knows what I'm asking. Initial hook, there's a standard dip in the first minute. Retention stabilize around 140. When you start countering Moist Critical's point. Anchovy analogy. You see a nice leveling of the curve here. Your critique of anchovy followers seems to resonate with the core audience. That's funny. Major drop off in 9 to 10 minutes. You're reiterating points about market cap while important pacing slow down. Engagement spike 16 to 17. Yeah, I won't make an intro. I'll just let it run, I guess. I should probably put more time into editing these videos, but I feel like it doesn't make a difference, honestly. All right. Let's get it, chat. Critical didn't do his DD. What's up, Ricks and Gracie? Been a while, bro. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good, Ricks and Gracie. That's funny. That's hilarious. All right, let's see what Meet Kevin has to say here.
Well, boys and girls, we are back. That is because GameStop is in the news, and there is no way we can talk about what the heck just happened with Ryan Cohen and GameStop without pressing these two buttons. 1 and 2.
That's okay.
Oh, his song, bro. His song. Oh, don't forget the Meet Kevin song. I don't think I can listen to that, so let's skip through that part.
Buy the dip. Here we go.
Oh yeah, buy the dip, buy the dip. Gosh, this shit is so cringe, bro. So cringe.
Gotta love it.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Throwback.
cringe.
Anyway, this is breaking news. We've got some analysis here. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to break down what just happened in the news. We're going to break down what the valuation and fundamentals look like for both GameStop and eBay. And I'm going to give you some insight into a company that I actually think might strategically be a better buy for the company at a better valuation, but doesn't necessarily align with Ryan Cohen's stock comp plan. So
I actually think Meet Kevin's take is going to be decent because he dives into the fundamentals, but I don't know why he's trying to talk about a different company that is complete garbage. I mean, Etsy's not that bad, but spoiler alert, it's Etsy, but Etsy is not a multi-billion-dollar net income company. Etsy's like barely even getting by. I think their business is actually declining, so definitely not going to be a good suggestion by Meet Kevin here.
So first things first, front page news, Wall Street Journal, GameStop preparing to make an offer for eBay. This is GameStop is preparing to make an offer for eBay, according to people familiar with the matter. CEO Ryan Cohen's audacious plan to turn the
You better say Ryan Cohen the GOAT. Don't you forget, Meet Kevin. Ryan Cohen is your dad, bro.
retailer into a $100 billion juggernaut. Now, GameStop market value at about $11 billion, whereas eBay sits at about $40 billion. Keep in mind, GameStop is trading very, very close to its cash value. They do have some long-term debt, though, that you'd have to back off.
See, I don't know why people talk about GameStop's debt without talking about how it's convertible senior notes, and they literally don't have to pay off that debt until 2030, 2032. And they don't have to use cash. They could just issue shares, but if it's more affordable to issue cash, obviously that's what they're going to do. So their debt isn't even like in the conversation, in my opinion. But that is a very good point by Meet Kevin. You know, GameStop is trading close to its cash value. eBay is actually only a company sitting on 18 billion in assets and 12 billion in liabilities. So though eBay's stock is trading at 45 billion market cap, that's not necessarily how much eBay is worth. And I think that's what's confusing a lot of people. I think people are putting too much emphasis on the stock market cap instead of looking at the actual business's fundamentals, which, you know, if you're going to do that, you're going to subscribe to the wrong story.
They're not really trading for that much of a premium above cash. And I'll show you that calculation in just a moment. But let's first go through some of the initial goals here. You know, back in January, Ryan Cohen did talk about this idea that he could take some kind of stake in a, quote, consumer or retail stock. And this was a Wall Street Journal article that we had here. The GameStop CEO has an audacious...
Well, that was a great article, chat. That was a great article. A very, very, very big acquisition. Something that has never been done in capital markets before. Berkshire, but much faster. What a great article. What a great article.
plan to clinch his $35 billion stock comp plan. So basically, if he is able to essentially 10x the value of GameStop, they didn't necessarily say free and clear of debt, just get it to trade for that, which might be why he's looking for a big company to sort of absorb, even if it includes a lot of debt, and then you sort of meme squeeze it up to 100.
See, I don't think the 100 billion market cap is the problem. I think the EBITDA is the most important part. Getting it to 10 billion EBITDA is going to be pretty tough. Getting the stock to 100 billion market cap, they could probably do that easily by just memeing it out. But that's not, you know, that's not important. The market cap part's not important. It's all about the EBITDA. GameStop saying they're going to be at 10 billion EBITDA in 10 years. That's all you gotta know, bro. The market cap's gonna take care of itself.
You know, maybe the co-founder of Chewy can pull it off that way and bag his stock comp. Anyway, so the exciting thing here is what's going on? What is he?
It's also not a stock compensation plan. It's a stock performance reward. It's stock options, so he has the right to buy shares at $20 if he completes those tranches in the incentive plan. It's not stock-based compensation. Ryan Cohen isn't getting gifted stock. He is getting the opportunity to buy shares at 2056 or whatever it is, with the stock is going to be trading at, 35, 40, 50, up to $100, $200 if it gets up to that 100 billion market cap level. It's not a compensation plan. There's a huge difference between a stock compensation plan and a stock option award.
See at eBay, and what kind of synergies could there be between these two deals? And so what kind of valuations are we looking at these? How is GameStop even going to pull this off? And is Ryan going to get his stock comp before they expire? Now, he's got plenty of time for them to expire. They don't actually expire until like 2036, I'm pretty sure. And even after if he got his $35 billion of stock comp, he'd still have to hold the stocks for 2 years, so he can't dump them immediately. And
bro, Ryan Cohen's never gonna sell. Ryan Cohen does not want to pay taxes to the government. He has like $1 billion in unrealized gains. You really think Ryan Cohen wants to sell his shares? Nah, definitely not. This is why Ryan Cohen's doing the things he's doing, because he wants GameStop to grow for the rest of his life. And GameStop's going to make Ryan Cohen tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, and he's never going to sell, most likely. So, that's not even a problem. Ryan Cohen's in it for the long haul.
And these are tranched comps, which do correspond not just to market value, but also some EBITDA hurdles. So, it's a vested comp plan. He's trying to put this company together and actually grow it on both ends, whether it's with eBay or without. So let's talk about this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go look at GameStop fundamentals. So we'll go to the GameStop earnings call. Let's just understand quickly what's going on in the business. GameStop has started cash flowing more. They went from basically no cash flow in 23 to some cash flow in 2024 to almost $500 million of cash flow, or actually net income over here in 2025. Cash flow.
They actually did make over $500 million. It was around 650 million, but because of the Bitcoin loss, as you can see, it says right here, loss on digital assets, 131 million. That is subtracted from the net income. So they actually made close to 650 million in net income, but the Bitcoin loss is making it seem like on their balance sheet that they didn't make that much. But I do appreciate Kevin going into the fundamental analysis here. At least he's trying, He didn't make some little hot take like Penguins, some uneducated hot take. So we'll see what he's got to say, though. I won't give him too much credit yet, but I'll give him a little bit of credit, just a little bit.
It was actually negative in 23 and is now free cash flow sitting at about $550 million in free cash flow, which is pretty good. Actually, it's probably closer to $597-ish million in free cash flow for the year, which is pretty dang good. And a lot of that free cash flow is going straight into Bitcoin. You can actually see that right here, purchases of...
Hold up. They bought Bitcoin one time, my guy. And obviously, Meet Kevin's not really up to date on GameStop, because I feel like he would mention that they sold covered calls on Bitcoin when it was trading at all-time highs. But they're not using their cash flow to buy Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin one time to hype up the stock and, buy some Bitcoin. And then they, turned around and issued convertible notes to raise $2 billion. And they sold covered calls on their Bitcoin. Absolutely genius.
Digital assets. So in 2025, they bought an extra $500 million of digital assets. As of February 26th, they had about 4,710 Bitcoin. And we were doing a spreadsheet that was sort of just trying to calculate the losses that these companies were going to report because of their Bitcoin ownership. And the last time we updated this was on February 26th, and we were assuming if Bitcoin is worth $85,000, what kind of losses would these companies have to their net income? And back then, we were figuring Tesla was going to show like a $1.3 billion loss, about a $322 million loss. This is compared to their actual net income. GameStop would show about a $131 million loss, which, in fairness, they did. But that's already reported. That's kind of behind us now, and Bitcoin's somewhat been recovering, still sitting lower than these numbers at 78K, but it's been recovering, right? That, I think, is a little bit more of the...
I just want to take this time to say crypto is terrible. That's all I wanted to say.
Sideshow, possibly part YOLO to, hey, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, maybe I'll get my stock down faster, right? But anyway, GameStop cash flow has been growing. One of the reasons cash flow has been growing...
I don't think the Bitcoin has anything to do with the stock compensation plan, but all right. Meet Kevin's got to be trolling. He's got to be trolling. That's crazy.
Growing is not just because gross profit has been growing or that revenues have been growing, because revenues really kind of flat. You're at about 7.4% growth here. You could actually see that, and that's on gross profit. You could actually see their top line sales have been negative. So you've really been shrinking in sales. So the company's top line is shrinking, but their gross profit is going up. So they're able to sell.
Their net sales are shrinking because they've closed a bunch of stores. And, that's why their SG&A is down as well. But to see the business shrink that much and the profit grow as much as it has, what is GameStop going to be like when they go to an expansion phase again? Man, dude, it's just the beginning, chat. It's just the beginning, and nobody sees it. Everyone is, so slow, bro. Everyone is so slow, and they're still speculating and trying to digest this information to make a decision. And we're just over here, kicked back, just watching it all happen. And it's great. I love it.
Collectibles at higher margins. Maybe it's those Pokemon cards. We gotta rip a Pokemon. We should rip a Pokemon card. We'll do that in a moment. We'll rip something. Here, I got one. You know what? We'll rip, what is this? I think this is Phantasmal Flames. We'll rip.
You can't even see him behind me. I'm gonna skip through this part, I think.
But we'll come metal. So I might even pour myself tea if you stay long enough. But anyway, let's focus on.
Oh, thank you. Don't worry, Meat Kevin. I'm gonna stay for the whole video, and I'm gonna react to every second, every single second.
We got 7.4% growth here. They've slashed their SG&A. So what they're doing is they're selling, because their revenues are going down, but they're actually generating more gross profit. What they're really doing is they're cutting costs. So they're going to be cutting their product cost, probably by selling more collectibles at higher margins. I know when I bring my kids to a GameStop, they're paying a fortune for stuffed animals or, collectibles or whatever. And that's a higher margin product because you get more of an emotional buyer as opposed to somebody who's just buying off a logic. I mean, that's sort of the nature of Pokemon. It's a little gambly anyway, but come on, we all do it. At least a little bit. And so, SG&A getting slashed, that's like the corporate side. It doesn't surprise me that Ryan Cohen's going in there going, we're firing half of y'all and we're just going to, AI this up. Don't blame that at all. I actually think it's smart. In fact, I think the biggest beneficiaries of artificial intelligence.
I don't think they're going the AI route. I think they're just closing unprofitable stores. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I do agree with the gambling part, though. I gamble all my money on GameStop stock.
Intelligence over this next decade aren't going to be people. As much as we like to use AI on a regular basis to help us with whatever we're doing, I honestly think it's going to be corporations. They're going to make the dollar dollars. So anyway, not a surprise that costs are getting slashed here. I think
that's very debatable. I think there's maybe not. I think this is a very unpopular opinion, but I think there's still potential AI doesn't work as well as everyone thinks it's going to. It's going to work for certain industries and whatever, but there's going to be certain industries where AI really isn't relevant, I think. And, they'll still use it for some stuff, but yeah, I don't think it's going to completely replace your human worker. Maybe 30 years from now, who knows?
Here's something I want to know.
An ad? Get out of here, bro. I'm trying to watch Meet Kevin. Come on, bro. I'm trying to watch Meet Kevin, my favorite YouTuber. Gosh.
There's so how should I phrase this? They're obviously making money from interest on their cash, but look at this. Wow. I didn't know it was going to be this perfect. Holy smokes. Loss on digital assets, 131.6 million.
I like how he's like all surprised. I didn't know it was going to be this perfect. It's like, bro, figuring out how much they're going to lose on their Bitcoin literally doesn't take any effort at all. Especially when they give you the number of Bitcoin they have, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sorry.
Isn't that what we estimated in here? I estimated 131.8. Let's freaking go, bro. Oh, I deleted it. There we go. I swear I did not write that in there. If you go back through my old videos and look at this spreadsheet, it will still say 131.8.
He's just so excited about this.
Wrote it.
It's crazy.
That's kind of cool. I feel good about that. But I mean, it's not that hard if you know how much Bitcoin they hold.
All right, at least he admits it's not that hard. That's a good job, Kevin. See, every time I got something to say about Kevin, he just says it about himself. He's like, no criticism. Just let me have one, Kevin. Just let me make fun of you one time.
And at the end of the quarter, you're like, all right, well, that's what the price was at the end of the quarter. It still makes me feel kind of good. It's like, all right, we're on the right track here. So anyway, because of this slashing, net income has actually been exploding. So we've been doing
I can't agree with that though, because I did estimate their net income for the year would be like 600 to 700 million, and it was, minus the Bitcoin loss. But, well, if you don't count the Bitcoin loss, so I do get that, being excited that your analysis is correct. But the Bitcoin thing, I don't know. That's not very difficult analysis. I think anyone can predict how much their Bitcoin will be worth. How much it goes up or down based off of how much Bitcoin they have. I don't think that really takes any skill, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'll stop criticizing Kevin.
Really good job at getting EPS up, despite the fact that share count is kind of exploding. Like, he came in and share count's up at like 550 mil divided by 394.
That's actually not the accurate share count. That's if the convertible notes get converted into shares and the warrants. The actual shares outstanding is the 448 million. So, yeah, you can't really base your opinion off diluted shares, because who knows what they're going to do with the convertible notes. They could pay off the note holders early. There's a lot of circumstances where that could happen, and they could, instead of issuing shares, they could pay cash. Like, there's so many things that could happen with those convertible notes and the warrants. So I don't think, the debt of the convertible notes isn't really relevant, and diluted share value, in my opinion, isn't really relevant either. At least for now, give it a couple years, and I think probably like 3 to 5 years. And well, I think one of the bonds expires in 5 years, so we'll say 3 to 4 years. Those things will be relevant, but as of right now, I don't know how relevant a lot of those things are.
Or on the diluted basis, share count's up 39%. Some of this is going to be pricing in his stock options, obviously, but, the share count's not shrinking. It's going up over here. The balance sheet's okay. We've got roughly $9 billion. We do have long-term debt, though, of 4.2. So everybody says they have $9 billion of cash, but you got to take off $500 million for short-term bills to pay. So I've got 8.5. Then I've got 4.2 of long-term debt, which you don't necessarily have to pay off right now, but they really only have 4.3 of free and clear, like, equity, if you will. Their shareholders' equity is listed, because they're putting some other long terms in here, at 5.4. So really somewhere between 4.3 and $5.4 billion. That's all the equity they have. So they're trying to, like, bat in a league that's 10 times their size by going for eBay. Now, we've looked at the balance sheet for GameStop. We looked at the revenue. We looked at the cash flow for GameStop. Let's go look at eBay.
I'm curious what he's going to say about eBay, because I just think people are way too focused on the stock market capitalization. Like, eBay, if you're comparing their assets and their liabilities, they're not much bigger than GameStop. And in a lot of ways, GameStop is bigger. I guess it just kind of depends how you look at it. But, every dollar GameStop makes They have no debt besides the convertible note debt, so every dollar they make goes back into GameStop's assets, goes back into their cash pile. You can't really say that about eBay. eBay made $2 billion in net income last year, and I'm pretty sure their assets declined and their shareholder value went down just because they have so much debt. But yeah, I'm curious what he's going to say about this.
Base. All right, so we'll keep this nice and simple for you. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to look at the cash flow statement. eBay actually generates cash flow. In 3 months, they almost do $1 billion of cash flow. It's about $900 million of cash flow, and they are rebuying stock, like a good amount of stock. They are rebuying $486 million of stock, and they're only issuing 150.
He's looking at a quarterly. He's not even looking at a 10K. But I guess that's a good point. They probably put a lot of money towards buying stock, but he's not even looking at a 10K. He's just looking at a quarter.
6 of stock comp. They're rebuying 3 times as much stock as they're issuing to stock comp. This is great. So we should actually see the share count go down on this one. If I can find it here. Doesn't really matter so much. But in addition to that, if we actually scroll up over here, yeah, there it is. See, share count's going down. 457 divided by 475. So the buybacks are working. The share count's going down. They're issuing less stock.
You know what's pretty interesting is I think a lot of eBay shareholders would be upset if this deal went through, because Ryan Cohen's most likely going to come in and get rid of all the stock-based compensation, get rid of stock buybacks. They're probably going to dilute the shares to raise a bunch of cash. Like, I think eBay shareholders are going to be pretty upset if this happens, but I guess we'll see. You know, who knows what they're going to do.
Their cash flow is actually really good. Their revenues at eBay, I was actually impressed. Their revenues are up 19.4% year over year, and their gross profit is up 21.1%, which means their PP is shrinking because they're making more money on smaller revenue growth. That's good. And their OPEX is down. So we've got here, let me see here. Let me just double check that. Hold on. 1676, 1277, 31%. Let me rephrase that. Their operating expenses, in fairness, are up a bit, but hold on, there was a reason for this. OPEX blurry, I should say, due to transaction losses. So we do have this transaction losses section here that kind of blurs the OPEX a little bit. Let's just call the OPEX more stable if we adjust for that, and just say they're getting some gross profit pricing power increase. And they make plenty of cash flow. So they make good cash flow. Their EPS isn't growing that quick.
I just don't think analyzing a quarterly report is that relevant. He needs to be analyzing their 10K. You just can't get the full story with a 10Q.
Partly due to other income being smaller. The price to earnings growth ratio on this stock is only about a 1.9, and their PE ratio on this stock is about 19.2. So not bad. 19.2 PE ratio on a forward basis. Growth is about 10% per year going forward 4 years. About a 1.9 peg. If I had to do a valuation on eBay today, I would say that it's probably worth $160, maybe $162. That's roughly what a fair price right now is for eBay. Look at this, by the way. This is the Qs. I had a price target in the course member live streams. We've had this price target for weeks now. We had a price target of $675 for the triple Qs. And look how many times we rejected it today. Fail, breakout, fail, breakout, fail, breakout, fail.
Oh my gosh, Kevin, you are such a good trader. Wow. I'm sorry. I just cannot stand when people talk about trading like this. This is not my thing. I don't like when people talk about trading. It's oh wow. You set a price and the stock tapped it a couple times. Like, anyone can do that. It literally takes no skill, my guy.
Breakout, but we got to 675, and I'm so, I know public happy. If you're was it, sorry. Let's go look at eBay. eBay in after hours is up about 13%. 162, call it, divided by 117 means we still have about 38% upside on eBay stock, even though it's already been moving up. Now, I actually don't think that eBay is necessarily the best purchase. I'll explain. I do think what they're trying to pull off is brilliant.
I don't think so either. I think Target's the most interesting, but if they're going to come in and snatch up eBay and then do a stock offering and raise a bunch of money, I think eBay is the most obvious choice because at least it's trading at all-time highs. Like, you wouldn't really be able to do that with Target or like Best Buy or anything because those stocks aren't doing that well. But yeah.
Though, because they're pulling an Amazon strategy here. They're trying to do this online plus brick and mortar thing, which is like Amazon taking on Whole Foods as well as distribution locations. So it's kind of smart. And I did write that, you know, once you take more than a 5% stake in the company, you have to file a Form 13D with the SEC within 5 business days. And then after you get to a 10% threshold, you file within 10 calendar days. Anyway, the point is, if they've recently been doing big buying of eBay stock, GameStop, they'll probably have to disclose soon, and that's why they're strategically probably leaking this. Or, and this is...
They would have to buy over $2 billion in eBay stock to have to report for that 5% threshold. So, I don't know. Do you think buying eBay at all-time highs is a really good idea? I think this is just kind of a backup plan. If eBay rejects their offer, they'll just do a hostile takeover. But who knows? It's very interesting. There's a lot of questions. And it seems like nobody knows what they're talking about as well. So it's very interesting.
This is jaded, sinister Kevin, okay? So, you know, I'm not trying to be a little fussy-wuss here, or, you know, I'm not bearish on anything. I don't have shorts or positions in any of the stocks mentioned in this. No Etsy, eBay, GameStop. I just.
Kevin doesn't have a GameStop position? Boo! Boo! What a loser. You're gonna listen to some guy who doesn't even have a position in GameStop? Oh, that's weak, bro. That's weak.
Just don't have positions, okay? So I don't care. I don't have a horse in this race. I like to be transparent about that. Sometimes people are like, oh, Kevin, are you short? Well, Kevin, why don't you show us your call options? And I'm like, I'm gonna tell you if I got a position. I personally don't want to ever be that kind of person that's like, oh, I'm going to make a video so I can pump my own stock or whatever. Because then I feel like, yeah, you can make short-term money doing that, but you lose credibility long-term doing that. And that's not playing the long game.
That's what I do, chat. I make videos and live stream every day just to pump my GameStop bags, you know, because the whole 20 people that watch me, they're going to go all in. They're all whales, bro. They're all whales. They got billions of dollars. They're just going to go all in GameStop because I make videos about it every single day. Pump my bags, baby. Pump my bags. Send them to the moon. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm here for a long time. Okay. I think the better strategy is actually Etsy stock. Now, I know that's crazy because you don't have that name recognition.
Etsy? What, they made like 200 million last year? They're like 3 billion in assets and a ton of debt? Yeah, great suggestion, Kevin. Great suggestion. That's definitely going to get you to 10 billion EBITDA, bro. Woo! Great suggestion, bro.
Recognition that you do with eBay. Like these Bionicles, one of the greatest gifts ever. Just because when I was a child, I grew up with Bionicles, and I'm really sad they don't do them anymore. They have like a version of them called Ninjago, but I think the Bionicles are the coolest thing that Lego ever did, and I'm a big fan of building Legos. I'm building the Model T right now, and this is the green one, you know, bullish day, gotta get the green Bionicle out. But anyway.
This dude is so cringe, bro. You know there's people that actually watch this guy and like him? Like, that's crazy. This is the most cringe guy ever. I do like Bionicles, though. That's the only reason I paused the video, is to tell you guys I do like Bionicles. But god damn, this guy is so cringe. Green because it's bullish, baby. Let's go.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, we got them on eBay. You know, and I you know, have a big childhood memory of buying bobbleheads and stuff on eBay. But I don't actually think you need eBay to pay that premium. I think you could actually pay a discount and get a different stock. You get Etsy. So you could probably meme rally both GameStop so you could issue more shares and have more cash. Take your profits on eBay. Now you have more cash at GameStop and profits from your eBay stock using this sort of leak of news. And then you turn around and go pay cash for Etsy. 40
Whoa, dude, Kevin analysis? Meet Kevin, the billion-dollar business CEO mind? Listen to me, bro. Fire. Absolute heat, Mr. Kevin. Absolute heat. You know what? You know what? I'm selling all my GameStop and I'm investing in Meet Kevin, bro. This guy knows what's up. He's gonna send us to the moon, bro. 100x, the Meet Kevin coin. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, Kevin. Chill. Chill, bro.
Yes. Now, I don't know if they're going to do that, but the reason I think that is because eBay is a $46 billion market cap company. I think the better strat is this $6 billion market cap company called Etsy. Now, in fairness,
Yeah, and, you know, buy a baby company that barely makes any money. That's the better strat. This is why, this is why I meet Kevin, bro. He makes the big bucks. This is why Kevin's the multi-billion-dollar CEO, because he knows exactly what he's talking about, You buy the terrible company that makes no money and is declining. Why would you buy the company that's worth 45 billion and making billions of dollars a year when you can buy a piece of shit?
Cohen has this $100 billion goal, and it's a lot easier to get to $100 billion if you take a $10 billion company, combine it with a $46 billion company. Now you have a $56 billion company. You're more than halfway there, right? GameStop buying Etsy gives you like an $18 billion company. You need to do a 5x, right? So you got a lot of work to do. But I actually...
Oh, see, I do not agree with that at all. The stock market cap literally means nothing. If GameStop buys eBay, GameStop will be worth like 30 billion, and they'll take in eBay's liabilities, which are like 12 billion, and then you add GameStop's liabilities, so it'll be like 30 billion with 16 billion liabilities. So it'll be worth about 15 billion. Sure, the market cap could go up a lot, but that's not how much GameStop's business would be worth. And if you combine with Etsy, you would only be worth like 12 billion, 13 billion. Etsy has a lot of debt, and they don't make like any money. Like, Etsy is not, it's just not it, bro. Maybe Meet Kevin's trolling and he's just like trying to get haters to watch his videos, but like if he's being serious about this analysis, I mean, I just don't think he really knows what he's talking about, straight up.
I think Etsy is a cheaper deal. It gives you that online marketplace footprint and in-store collectible selling facility. I think this is the 4D chess move because it's also cheaper. Now, what's interesting about Etsy is that
the 4D chess move. Yeah. Whew. I can't wait to invest in Meet Kevin, bro. When is Meet Kevin becoming the CEO of GameStop so I can invest? Or CEO of something, I guess not GameStop. I want to invest in Ryan Cohen, but man, when can we invest in Meet Kevin, bro? When is he going to become a CEO of a company? This guy definitely knows what he's talking about.
in October, we analyzed Etsy with course members, and I actually called it a strong buy and said it had a bullish next 12 months. Since that...
Someone in my chat made a really good point. GameStop customers don't use Etsy. They use eBay. That is a fire one-liner right there. That is 100% accurate.
That call, the stock is up 20%. Now, Etsy is still in the toilet as a stock compared to COVID days. But that's okay, because it's kind of like bottom feeding. You know, we were doing the analysis at like $50 on the stock, 48 to 50 bucks. It's trading for like $63 now. So you're still up like over 20% since we did that analysis in early October in the course member live stream and called it a strong...
Oh man, here he goes. You gotta promote the course. You gotta promote the course, chat, because Meet Kevin is such a good trader and investor. Why not sell a course too? Why wouldn't you sell a course, bro? Whew!
Buy, and we're bullish the next 12 months. These are just the, like, I don't own Etsy. I told you that. But somebody asked me to analyze it in the course member live stream, and I did for them. And that was the analysis I came away with. Now I'll give you a current analysis on this, and you could have that sort of analysis too if you join over at mekevin.com. Remember, you could use that coupon code.
Oh my gosh, this guy is plugging so hard right now. If you liked my terrible analysis and, you know, buy my course, join my investor website where all my members lose money because I have no clue what I'm talking about.
What is the current code? Oh yeah, that's right, named after Jerome Powell, same initials, JP. Now, if you go over here, you can see that a gross profit at Etsy is only up about 2.5%. So we're not really growing much at the company, and that's why the company's kind of cheap right now. Gross profit's up about 2.5%. Revenues are up about 3.1%. Not the strongest PP. Their operating expenses tanked because they didn't take an asset impairment charge this year, but otherwise their marketing's relatively stable. G&A has been cut a little bit. And if you look at this company, they produce money. $70 million net. I do have a
70 million? Come on, bro. This is probably a quarterly because for some reason he doesn't analyze 10Ks, but 70 million is nothing, bro. Literally. Like, it might be, you know, it sounds like a huge number, but when you're talking multi-billion-dollar businesses, hundreds of billions of dollars in the next 10 years, 70 million's not gonna get you there. 70 million's not even gonna put a little dent on the needle, bro. Like, you need billions, my friend. You need billions. Nothing more. Well, a lot more, but nothing less than billions.
share count that's going up, so a little less ideal. I've got $79 million of cash flow, nowhere near the $900 million of eBay. eBay's doing like 11 to 12 times as much cash flow, but they are also buying back about 3 times as much as their stock comp. They've got a decent balance sheet. I've got just enough cash to offset their short-term debt and then about $2.5 billion of long-term debt. So not great, but it is trading for a 0.83 peg, which is insane because it means the upside at Etsy is actually quite high. Etsy could probably trade if I do a price target.
The upside isn't very high if the business is declining, bro. It's just not. It's just not.
On Etsy. We currently sit at
A stock price going up or down means nothing. We're looking at business fundamentals. The stock price is irrelevant.
at a PE ratio of 11.5. And if I multiply that by their growth rate of 13.78 per year for the next 4 years, you could, let me see if that's right. That seems too high.
It's definitely not right, me, Kevin. You don't know what you're doing,
That
bro.
seems too high. Obviously, I'm screwing something up on my math as I'm doing this on the fly. 13 times growth. Oh, I think I know what I did. Times 5. Then we have times. So this could reasonably go up 3x, whereas eBay has a reasonable upside of 38%. Now, eBay could go up more because, as we know, stocks go up because of momentum. And a lot of people have, big PP for Ryan Cohen. Whatever.
Bro, my PP is large for Ryan Cohen, but it has nothing to do with the stock price going up. It only has everything to do with the business growing and them making more net income each year, growing the cash, acquiring businesses like eBay, or maybe eBay is the only business they acquire and they turn eBay and GameStop together into the multi-$100 billion juggernaut. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care how much the price of the stock goes up. That's kind of irrelevant because if they turn this acquisition into a multi-$100 billion company, the stock price is going to go up no matter what.
The meme lord, I don't know, whatever people want to call him. But, I'm going to give you some bottom lines here. I think GameStop is in a great position to make some deals. I don't think they have enough equity to really take a controlling position of eBay. They could take an influencing position and partner with eBay, but I don't think they have the equity to pull off some kind of crazy leverage buyout.
Dude, they can literally issue up to 1 billion in shares, and their diluted shares is, what did it say, 592 million or whatever. So they can issue up to 400 million more shares, if not more. They can raise enough money to take over eBay. And yeah, I really disagree with this. And people are way too focused on the stock market cap. Way too focused.
I do think that would be best case scenario for Ryan.com, but I think they're going to realize that's not going to work. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just ring the bell on their cash from their eBay stock gains, turn around, and then just buy out something like Etsy. Could be wrong, but this is just my rapid reaction to the news. And if you like this sort of rapid reaction to the news, a little bit of Lego, a little bit of weirdness, and short shorts, and tea, and Mario, then you came to the right place. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, let's see if we're legit, and let's rip one.
All right, you better subscribe to Meet Kevin, chat. You better sub. He gave such great analysis, you know? He had so much to say that was relevant. You better sub. You better sub. You know what's funny is someone actually watched this and was like, yeah, that's great analysis. That was a really good video. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't a good video.
It'll be cool.
And now he's opening Pokemon cards. Is that the end of the video? Him just opening Pokemon cards? Alright, well, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't as bad as Penguins. At least he dove into some fundamentals and showed some numbers and gave reasons for the reason, or, you know, for why he's saying what he's saying. Like, I can appreciate that. But I just don't think he has, like, a good mind for business. You know, I think he's a YouTuber. And, you know, he's made money off real estate, and maybe he's had business or something before. Like, I don't think these YouTubers understand what it takes to run a multi-billion-dollar business and how to actually move the needle on a multi-hundred-billion-dollar business. I just don't think they understand, bro. I really don't. And, you know, I'm not someone who's really ever had, like, a successful business. Like, I've made, like, small little things, and I've made money doing business, but I just feel like I have such a better grasp on this than so many other people, and it's just very odd. It's very odd how bad people's analysis is. And maybe it's just because their opinions are based off emotion and the stock price going up or down. I think if you just remove the stock and you just forget about the stock price and forget the stock even exists, I think you would be able to come with a lot better analysis and a lot better of an opinion rather than just focusing on the stock price going up or down. That wasn't bad. 42-minute long video. That wasn't bad. We still got this guy's video too. Sorry, chat. I don't really read the chat too much during the video sections of the stream. But what's up, Patrick, Varley, Kalaluka, Abdul? What's up, Abdul? Ricks and Gracie. This guy came on and started slamming his $600 million a year profit company. Absolute worst take of the year. I mean, they're gonna make over $1 billion in 2026, baby. Don't you forget. $1 billion net income coming, bro. It's coming. I think it's gonna be more like 1.2, but it could be higher. It definitely could be higher. Lobster, much love, Lobster. Been a while, bro. Hope you're doing good. Isaiah, good to see you again. Two streams in one day. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Unknown, what's up, Unknown? We can't have it both ways, though. We can't say we have $10 billion in cash and we're diluted, though. We pay bonds. We have $5 billion net. Well, you can issue shares for the bonds. You don't have to pay cash. Is eBay the sleepy management we've spoken about? I would like to know how they've been sleepy. Well, eBay's business isn't growing. It's actually declining. If you go and look at their business fundamentals. Sure, their stock's been going up, but like I've said a million times, a stock price going up or down literally means nothing. And, you know, I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is they put a lot of emphasis on the stock price going up or down. But I personally just don't find it relevant. Like, as you can see, here, let me blow this up. Let me blow you. Let me blow you up here. Holy, that was a little too much blowing. A little too much blowing there. As you can see, last year, or 2024, they had 19.3 billion in assets, and now they're sitting at 17.6 billion in assets. and they made $2 billion in cash flow, so they could be reinvesting in the business, cutting costs, you know, maybe the stock buybacks and the stock compensation is getting in the way, but their business is declining. Their total liabilities are going down as well, so maybe they're paying off debt, and it doesn't look like they're paying off debt though, because 2024 they had 5.7 billion in long-term debt. Now they're getting close to 6 billion. Their liabilities are going down though, so they're doing something. Obviously, you would have to dive into much deeper analysis. You know, I'm kind of just giving a brief little opinion, I guess, whatever. But even their stockholder equity is going down. Their stockholder equity in 2024 was 5.1 billion. Now it's 4.6 billion. So eBay is declining because of their debt, most likely, and the stock-based compensation. They did 607 million in stock-based compensation. Like, that's actually a joke. That's insane. And they're doing buybacks, which I guess the buybacks help shareholders somewhat, but they're not growing the fundamentals of the business. And yeah, I think that's the biggest problem. But people are so focused on the market cap of the stock, and they think that just because eBay's stock is at all-time highs, like 45 billion is what GameStop's going to pay. It's probably not. Like, GameStop's probably going to get this for cheap, potentially. Oh, they did pay down short-term debt. Their short-term debt was 1.7 billion in 2024, and now it's only 750 million. So they are paying down their short-term debt. But overall, like, if you're looking at assets, their business is declining. So, and then, I mean, let's go back. So 2024 was 19 billion. Let's go to 2023. Where's the 2023 10K? Here, where is it? Where is it? There it is. 2023 10K. Yeah, look at that shit. eBay in 2022 was basically 21 billion in assets. 2021 they were 26 billion in assets. Like, eBay's business is declining, bro. eBay's business is declining. It's garbage. But it's because of all their debt, most likely, and the stock-based compensation and the buybacks. Like, I just don't think eBay's management team knows what they're doing. But I mean, who's to say that Ryan Cohen can come in and transform it, you know? Like, that's still definitely speculation. Like, who knows if that's actually going to happen or not. But clearly eBay's business is declining and it's not doing well. But people are so focused on the stock price, like, they can't see for some reason. I mean, it's because they're getting terrible takes like Penguins and frickin' Meet Kevin. You can't even get a real take. All the people who talk about GameStop that, like, actually get views have no clue who they're talking about. Nobody watches my channel. You know, if people actually watch my channel, they'd be rich. But no, they're listening to people like fucking Meet Kevin and Penguins. You know? It's crazy. It's absolute insanity. What's up, Night Cow? What's up, Night Cow? Bands, what's up? Shriek, what's up, Shriek? He needs a big run to get his payout 5%. Could put eBay way higher. Yeah, potentially. eBay seems like a perfect fit for me as a Gme shareholder. I just have a lot of questions of how they're going to turn that business around. Like, obviously my speculation was Target. I could build a pretty easy story for Target and how they could turn that around. Personally, I can't really build a story for eBay and how they're going to turn that around, because eBay was a 26 billion asset company in 2021 and now it's 17 billion. So, like, how are they going to turn that into a juggernaut? You know, I guess we'll see. But it's just a lot more, I just think it's a lot more difficult analysis as a spectator. I think if it was a physical retailer, the analysis is a lot more simple, because we've seen what Ryan Cohen's done with GameStop and how he turned it around. I don't know how they're going to do that with eBay. You know, I don't. We'll see. We'll see. He's still straight down hard. How are we gonna pump it? I'm already 100% invested. Good point. Exactly. Oh man. GameStop doesn't sell arts and crafts. Yeah. Most caps is speculation. Yeah, definitely. Market cap means nothing. People put way too much weight on market cap in comparison to the business. That's why people think GameStop's trash, is because all they look at is the stock and the market cap, and they don't go actually look at the fundamentals and try to like build a picture for the future. They're just looking at what's right now and what's in front of their face, but people are like too lazy, or they don't know how. Like they can't open a fundamental or a balance sheet from the SEC website and just do simple analysis for some reason. They have to do it on the stock chart, which literally makes no sense, because I just don't think the stock chart is a good representation of the business in most cases. In a lot of cases, it's a pretty good representation of like a failing company or a declining company, but it's just not really a good representation. The stock chart really means nothing in a lot of ways. I mean, if the stock chart matters, Apple has what, 300 billion in assets, 200 billion in liabilities or something like that, maybe 400 billion in assets. The stock's trading at like a 3.5 trillion market cap. So if the stock price matters, GameStop should be trading at 100 billion market cap already. But guess what? The stock price literally doesn't matter. If you're if you're giving the same valuation to GameStop as like Apple or something like that, it should be 10x their assets. I think eBay's a better choice, no questions asked. It's cheaper because it's not as good of a company. Exactly. GameStop customers don't use Etsy, they use eBay. Yep. Even with power packs, it's connected with eBay. I forgot about that, but you can sell on eBay straight through power packs. Wouldn't it be interesting if you had your eBay account attached to your PSA vault? That would be sick. And then you wouldn't have to use PSA's account to sell your stuff. You would actually be able to use your account. That'd be pretty cool. Whatnot would be better than Etsy. I don't think Whatnot's public though, so you don't really know how Whatnot's business actually, like, you don't know the fundamentals of Whatnot's business. I don't think it's a public company. I'm just reading now that eBay also has live streaming, selling like Whatnot. Is this true? Yeah, they do. They do. It's usually like the first thing that opens up. See, all these are live streams. So it's pretty cool. Those are all live streams. Yeah, eBay Live. Whatnot is eBay backed. 100%. I think this is to do with grading Pokemon, something like this. I mean, obviously Pokemon's huge right now, but I think they're just trying to get into a different business venture, and why not take over the business that literally sells everything? Why not have control of the secondary market? It's an interesting move. I just personally don't think I just don't, like I said, I just can't build a story of how they're gonna turn eBay into the multi-$100 billion company. It's tough to build a story for it. For me. Maybe maybe there's someone out there who could build a story for it, but it's not me. I'm just gonna see what happens. And just wait and see. Let's see. It's the fees. It's not for fun. They call it Fee-Bay. Yeah, good point. Gotta love fees. I think if they can come in and get rid of all the debt, eBay can be pretty solid, but I just don't know. It's to be seen. It's TBD, to be determined, what kind of company they could form eBay into. I block his stuff. Nice. Pretty sure we're at around 700 million issued shares because of the warrants. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like over 650 million. I don't think they're counting the warrants in the diluted value. But I don't think everyone will exercise their warrants. Maybe. I mean, I think it depends how high the stock's trading, but I don't know if I don't know if you'll see all the warrants get exercised. And also, who knows if you're gonna issue shares for the convertible note holders? You know, they could pay the convertible note holders off in cash. It's definitely a possibility. I have a failed games company. Does that count? Ah, that sucks, man. That sucks. Hopefully you can find a way to turn it around and bring more business or something. That'd be awesome. Stoops, what's up, Stoops? I would consider selling on there if I could just go off the item I'm selling at GameStop. Don't want the hassle with all the shipping and stuff. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. But or you could go in there and get an offer from GameStop and then they just turn around and flip it. Because GameStop wouldn't see if GameStop takes over eBay. That is such an interesting perspective, or an interesting concept, because the reason why eBay isn't profitable for like your average person is because of the fees and shipping. But if GameStop controlled eBay, they wouldn't have to pay fees on anything they sell. So they would be extremely profitable on anything they sell. And I'm sure they would get discounts on shipping or something because of how many things they're selling. Like, very interesting, very interesting. To be able to sell on eBay without fees, oh man. Oh man, that would be so profitable. Like, imagine if you could do that as an individual. Imagine if you could, sell this phone on eBay with no fees. You know how valuable that would be to you? That would be so valuable. I think the fees are like 13% or something like that. Don't want the hassle with all the shipping and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. 6 is just from the interest rates. Wait, what? I don't know what you're asking. I was behind in the chat, so I'm just now caught up to the chat. Papa Cohen can fix her. You read the Michael Burry article? I don't have a Substack. Someone posted on Reddit, and if I remember correctly, he said there was a way to keep doing one acquisition after another. I'll see if I can find it. I don't know if I want to read it out loud. You say eBay isn't a dead company, but you said yesterday I used to use eBay before the fees and shipping. Used to is the key term, bro. It's a dying company only used by scammers and Pokemon sellers. How's it a dying company if scammers and Pokemon sellers use it? And why does it matter if I don't use it? I don't have anything to sell on eBay. Like, why you're trying to make me, like, put me into the spotlight of a multi-billion-dollar company? That doesn't work, my friend. Go look at the business fundamentals. GameStop or eBay might be declining because of bad management, but they made $2 billion in net income last year. So just because you have a negative opinion on eBay and you think eBay's failing, that's not necessarily the reality, my guy. There's a big difference between having an opinion and it being based in reality. And your opinion isn't based in reality. It's based off emotion because you're mad for whatever reason. And, good for you, bro. Good for you. But yeah, do your research before you come and talk about something in my chat. Because it's clear that you have no clue what you're talking about. Very clear. No one uses it now. Wait, no one uses it? No one uses it? Let's see. eBay live, 149 people. 122 people in that live stream. A random coin live stream. I don't even know what that is. A random luxury bag auction. 124 people. Oh yeah, dying company. It must be dying, you know, the it must be dying. I bet if we go into this live stream right now, they sell something the second I go into this live stream. Let's see. $99. They just sold something for $99, or they're about to do this bid for $99. Let's see this dying company at work here. Let's see this dying company at work. Where's the sound?
54 Navy Blazer.
Starting at $1, $1, $1, $1, $1. We got $2. We got $2. We got $2. We got $2. We got $3. We got $3. We got $3. Can we get $4? We got $4. We got $4. We got $4. We got $6. We got $6. $6. $20. $20. Can we get 20? Can we get $25? Can we get $25? Can we get $25? We got $20. We got $21. $21. Can we get $22? We got $22. $22. Can we get $23? Can we get $23? We got $23. $26. $26. We got $26. $26. Can we get $27? Can we get $27? With $30. Do we got $30? $30. Can we get $31? Can we get $31? $31. Can we get $31? $32. $32. We got $32. Can we get $33? Can we get $33? We got $32. Can we get $33? And sold for $32 of a dying company, eBay. It's dying. This lady just sold that coat for $32. eBay took a 13% fee on $32 in an auction that took 1 minute. Dying company. Dying company right there, bro. Absolutely dying. Look, did you guys see that dying company at work right there? Man, it's dying, bro. It's dying. That lady just sold a coat in less than a minute. It must be dying. It must be dying, bro. It must be dying. Oh, man. People are really stupid, aren't they? People are really fucking stupid, aren't they? Oh, man. Oh, man. How do you sleep at night being that dumb? Can I ask that? How can you sleep at night being that stupid? Your thesis is someone purchased a coat and I'm stupid? Your thesis was that the company's dying, but I just showed you that it's not dying because someone sold something on a live stream. And that was one live stream out of probably the thousands they have. Like, I know your little brain is having a hard time figuring it out, but, you know, just stop, you know, calm down, think for a second. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Pull up user numbers over the last 5 years and we see, what does that have to do with anything? There's people that still use the platform. Do you still play fucking what like, isn't there like countless examples of things that people that lose favor over time? Like literally everything in the world for the most part. Oh, man. Let's see if it's declining or growing. You said it's a dead business. You said it's a dead business. People use the platform. It doesn't matter if it's declining. People use the platform, so it's not dead. I know your little brain's having a hard time figuring that out, but if it was dead, nobody would be on the platform. It wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar company. Holy guacamole. Like, are you like, bro, come on, bro. Here, I'll give you one more thing for you to figure out for yourself, you know? Go sleep on it here. Go sleep on this, all right? Have you ever seen a 10K before? This is a 10K, all right? This is a financial statement. Do you know what that is? A financial statement. Say it with me. Financial statement, all right? This is what companies post every single quarter/year to show you how much money they're making and how large their business is, all right? Yeah, just like we talked about an hour ago, eBay's business is declining, but they made $2 billion in net income. Wait, how does a dying company make $2 billion? That's weird. That's weird. How does a dying company make $2 billion? Let's think for a sec. How does a dying company make $2 billion in net income? How does a dying company give $607 million in stock-based compensation to their management team? How does a dying company pay $531 million in dividends? How does a dying company repurchase $2.5 billion in common stock? Weird. It's almost like you don't know what you're talking about, and you're basing your opinion off emotion rather than reality, like we just said. Did you learn something today? Oh, okay. He didn't learn anything. All right. That's okay. You know, ignorance is bliss, you know? Maybe you'll be happy going through the world being clueless. That's fine. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm happy for you. I wish I could go through the world just making things up and pretending like they're real. I wish I could do that. $135 million global users. Shoppers spend $20 billion a quarter. No, that's a dying company, bro. Dying company. It's dying, bro. 20 billion? Dying. 135 million users? Dying. Oh, dying, bro. It's dead. 135 million users? That's like 3 people, bro. That's like 3 people. Where's this Burry article? I can't find it. And I don't think they're usually locked on his Substack. Yeah, it's locked. It's locked. Oh, good times. It's crazy how people like form their like how do you get that opinion? You just saw a chart and saw eBay's user numbers are going down and you're like, "Yep, it's dying." Like, how do you even come up with that opinion, bro? Have you never like looked at a balance sheet? Like it's very interesting. Very interesting. Burry published an hour ago on Substack. Yeah, nobody posted the article though. Does anyone have access to Substack? Maybe on the r/GME, maybe? No. Usually someone posts that, but nobody posted it. Well, that would be cool to read. That's kind of funny. Only Ryan Cohen and GME holders think eBay is a good buy. Who buys eBay shares? All right, I'm just going to ban you. All right, you can just be banned. Since you're not going to bring anything relevant to the table. Like, nobody wants you here. It's obvious that you're just, either you're really dumb or you're, like, the worst troll ever. It might be a combination of the two. But try getting educated, bro. Try getting educated. I don't even like care like whether they buy eBay or not. I don't even necessarily think it's a good idea. I have a lot of questions. So like to just like it's interesting how people form their opinions, bro, cuz he's just like assuming like I don't even think the eBay thing's that interesting. I think it can be interesting. I think it will be interesting, but it's not like, oh yeah, I'm so excited they're buying eBay. No, it could be risky. Like, you don't know. Anything could happen. Anything's possible. The only people who are like super hyper fixated on what we think is shareholders are people who like think they know everything or something. I don't even know. Like, I feel like you think about GameStop more than I do, and I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the fucking thing. Like, how does that make any sense? I stream about it every single day, and I feel like you think about GameStop more than I do. That's crazy. That's actually insane. I just do my stream, make my videos, and then that's about it. I'm not going to other people's live streams and like being weird, bro. At least he was good for a laugh. Hey, good job. You know what, Patrick? Always looking on the bright side, Patrick. At least he was good for a laugh. That's all he's good for. That's all he's fucking good for. Put the dunce cap on and fucking sing away. I wish somebody would post the article. Maybe they'll post it tomorrow. But I think this part is interesting. 3 full months later, I would be surprised if GameStop did not already own 4.99% of eBay. I think that part's pretty interesting, but I guess we'll just have to wait until someone posts it. Or if you guys have access to Substack, add me on Discord and send me that article. It's Roaring Corey on Discord, the same as the YouTube channel, just no spaces. How do you promote Discord here? There we go. Oh, it doesn't show it. It's because I have streamer mode enabled or something, but it's that, just no space. Roaring Corey, no spaces. If you have access to Michael Burry's Substack, send me the article, and I'll read it. But until someone posts it on Reddit, I can't really do anything about it. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom, and then I guess I'll react to this guy's video. And then I don't know what we're doing from there. Alright, chat. Alright, chat. Let's get this. Let's get this going. Let's see what this guy's got to say. Who is this, anyway? Spawn Wave. I don't know who Spawn Wave is, but let's see what he's got to say here. And then, yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about or things you want me to check out, leave them in the chat. But this might be the last thing we react to today. We'll see. We'll see. If you guys have something good, maybe we'll stick around. But it looks like the chat's kind of dying out. And the numbers on the stream are going down. So, yeah. All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
So to close out the week, there was an absolutely insane report that dropped. One that was so out there, people looked at it and said, is that even possible? And this has to do with GameStop. Now, GameStop, of course, was in the news a a while ago now for the whole the meme stock situation where the stock was pumping like crazy, and there have been entire movies and stuff made on that. But then even after all of that happened, years later, it sort of happened again, and GameStop did what you would expect a company not participating in the pumping of the stock to do, and they actually cashed in themselves. And with that, they've been saying they were going to make some mergers and acquisitions. They had some plans.
Wow, so far so good. Spawnwave has the best analysis so far. I haven't even seen anyone mention the 2024 squeeze and how they cashed in on it, so far so good. This guy, I feel like, at least has a semi-grasp on the story so far.
Well, I did not expect eBay to come up as a potential acquisition target, because I myself am wondering how that would even happen, but they seem serious, so let's take a look today. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new.
I think a lot of people think eBay's business is a lot larger than it actually is. And, you know, like I said, they're basing their opinion on the stock price and the market cap instead of actually looking at fundamentals. The way people talk about, like, GameStop acquiring eBay makes it seem like they think eBay is like a multi-$100 billion company or something, when it's just not.
So this we can see. This is over on Fortune, and the story is coming out of Wall Street Journal, and then Reuters also had an entire report on this, saying that GameStop, led by e-commerce entrepreneur Ryan Cohen, has been building a position in the online auctioneer and plans to make an offer for the business this month. That being eBay, after the story broke from Wall Street Journal that GameStop is preparing a bid for the company. Now we have over here on Yahoo Finance, again quoting Reuters here, saying that GameStop is preparing an offer for eBay as CEO Ryan Cohen pursues plans to boost struggling video game retailers' market value more than tenfold. So if you look at the valuations of either company, GameStop, as I see here, with a market value of about 12 billion, much less than the market capitalization of eBay, which is 46 billion. So you have a company that is almost a quarter of the size, just about, of the other one, and the smaller company is attempting to make an offer for the one 4 times its size. And I think that's...
Yeah, but eBay is not actually a $46 billion company. Their stock is just trading at a $46 billion market cap. eBay's business is $18 billion in assets and $12 billion in liabilities, so it's technically smaller than GameStop from a fundamental perspective, but I think people are just putting way too much weight on the stock market cap rather than looking at the business. I don't mean to repeat myself, but it's just a very common thing I'm seeing with all these larger YouTubers talking about this.
That's the thing that really struck people immediately when this broke. It's like, how can GameStop even do that? Well, the thing with GameStop, I will give them credit here again. While the people who wanted the stock, of course, to pump and go crazy and shoot past the moon, were not happy about it, GameStop, at that time when the stock was going crazy, they did dilute their overall shares. They issued a ton of them and made a bunch of money from it. So much so that right now they have like $9 billion in cash.
Honestly, the greatest financial move I've ever seen out of any company in the stock market. I really don't think anyone else has ever done that before, so hats off to Ryan Cohen. Such a clutch move. And I don't care if a bunch of short-term traders are mad. Any real long-term shareholder is so happy about that move, because the stock probably wouldn't have stayed up those higher prices anyway. A lot of people think the stock would have went to the moon and stayed trading at, you know, multiple hundreds of dollars, but I just don't think that's reality. I think what GameStop did was genius, and they took advantage of a short squeeze that would have sold off anyway, and people would have been mad anyway. It's just GameStop actually knew how to capitalize on the opportunity, unlike most people.
Hanging around. And I think people, when they hear that, are a bit surprised to hear that GameStop actually has like a fair amount of money right now in the bank to make moves. The problem here, obviously, that's not enough for eBay. So I think that's why people are like, oh, this is just maybe this is just like not a fake offer, but it'd be nice to do this kind of offer, because yeah, their stocks like just exploded upwards. GameStop jumped, I mean, with during the day and then after hours, more than 10%, almost 10.5%. eBay, by the way, I mean, after hours went up almost 12%. And that's a lot. Again, we just talked about the valuation of eBay, $46 billion. 12% is quite a bit of money then when you realize, oh, wow, yeah, that's a big company getting even bigger, because I guess shareholders are excited at the prospect of GameStop buying eBay. And I'm still trying to like figure out how that would, not only the logistics of even making that happen. It's kind of like I would expect it to be the opposite. eBay wants a foothold somewhat in the physical space, and
See, I don't know why eBay shareholders would be excited about GameStop coming and taking over, because potentially they're going to do a lot of cost cutting and, you know, get rid of stock-based compensation and buybacks and dividends. And I think they'll do a lot of things that in the short term could negatively impact shareholders, but overall in the long term it should be positive. So, you know, I just don't know how happy eBay shareholders will be in the beginning if this actually happens.
like for physical markets, they go, oh, look, GameStop has a bunch of stores that, while they're known for video games, also have collectibles and other things in their store. You know what? We'll make a move on that. We'll go ahead and acquire them because we are the much larger company. But instead, it's GameStop going, no, we want eBay, because they want to go to more of the digital e-commerce side, as opposed to just being like a brick and mortar store, most known for video games. But if you've gone into a GameStop anytime recently, I mean, I was in one the other day, they had tables out because I guess people are playing cards there, and half the store are statues, shirts, and a lot of leaning into the TCG, like trading card stuff. So it's yeah, sure, it says GameStop, it says games on the door, but it's like half games at best right now.
Yo, TCG is a game. Board games are a game. Video games are a game. So it is GameStop. And I think it's really cool that they're doing in-store events. You know, they're doing more than just selling products. They're trying to get people to be a part of the community, which is extremely valuable. And, you know, some of the biggest YouTubers in the world are talking about GameStop. So obviously they're doing something right.
So with that in mind, how would GameStop even make this work? Because while I thought it was kind of a, oh, they're just doing that to be like, hey guys, this will be great, you should buy our stock. I mean, it says here GameStop has been quietly building a stake in eBay shares ahead of a potential offer. That's according to the report, citing people familiar with the matter, as in, yes, they have just started to buy out parts of eBay in terms of just shares, you know, just kind of building a stake. So let's say GameStop wants to have an 11% or 12% stake in eBay. They could definitely do that. They have the money to do that. But I think they want to have like controlling shares of it to the point where, yeah, they can use eBay, of course, with GameStop and create some larger company that I guess would be better. That's the other thing. So here's, I'm not like the financial expert when it comes to, like, I'm not out here at Wall Street Journal writing this stuff up or anything, but
hey, at least he admits it before he talks about something he has no clue. You know, Penguins and Meet Kevin, they just ramble. They just act like they know what they're talking about. Props to this guy to at least, you know, saying he doesn't know what he's about to talk about, but he's going to have an opinion on it anyway.
The way it technically could work is if there's an offer, they have financing with the money they already have, and then you can draw it up to get more like financing enough to buy eBay by showing that you can use eBay's revenue to pay down the loan or the amount that you're financing. Like, they can get backing, I'm sure, because they do also have the $9 billion or so dollars just sitting around. So they have some collateral. It's just, I don't even know what eBay would sell for necessarily. And I think that's the other part, is we're looking at their market cap right now as, oh, it's this, not necessarily. So that's that.
Wow, I am so surprised. Props to this guy, bro. He says he has no clue what he's talking about, but I think he actually might have an idea about what he's talking about. Very interesting that he mentioned that. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, they might be able to get eBay for a lot cheaper than what a lot of people think. And the stock market route is, they'll just do a hostile takeover if eBay doesn't accept their offer. They'll just buy up the shares and they'll force eBay to sell to GameStop. I think that's really the only case where the market cap of the stock matters, but I think they're going to be able to get eBay for a lot cheaper than a lot of people think.
That's the other thing. It's like, how much money would they have to like round up to make this sort of move? So they can also kind of work to convince, because a lot of this comes down to, oh, we're going to pay this much per share. If it's not going to be that much more than what's already out there, technically they can attempt to convince shareholders, people who have large stakes in games or in eBay. GameStop people would be thrilled, right? Oh, great. They should definitely do this. But for eBay to say, hey, we believe that if GameStop buys, or we'll say merges, that might be a better word to use, merges with eBay and GameStop together, it would be better than what eBay is now. And I don't necessarily know if that's the case, because I still see the weak link then as the brick and mortar stores. So that I know, look.
Definitely not the case. The brick and mortar stores are extremely positive. The weak link is eBay's debt. eBay has a lot of debt, a lot of liabilities, and overall, because of the stock-based compensation and the stock buybacks and the dividends, eBay's not growing because of the management. The management seems like they're running eBay into the ground. So the weak link is actually eBay. It's not GameStop. GameStop is the positive force in this acquisition. Anyone who has done any tiny little amount of fundamental analysis on eBay in the past 5 years can easily see that eBay's business is declining. And, the stock price could just be going up because GameStop's buying it. You don't really know. The stock price could be going up for any number of reasons. It's not really relevant to the business as a whole.
Trust me, I like going to the store and getting a physical copy of a video game still. I'm older. It's nice to go out and do that. I'm not just buying all the digital stuff. But, when I go out there, I'm just kind of reminded of, man, this is not long for this world right now. It's obviously on its way out, and GameStop is trying desperately to move into more and more of a digital presence for selling games and collectibles and even taking trade-ins and stuff, sure.
No, they're not. The physical stores are still extremely relevant and extremely profitable, so that's not really the best take. Overall, I've appreciated this guy's analysis and the video he's made, but at this point now, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
But do they want to spend the next 10 to 15 years attempting to do that? Or do they just want to make a massive swing right now, somehow convince people that this would be a better move for eBay as well, and just immediately become, I mean, Amazon's out there, yes, I know, but one of the biggest online, or online shops or e-commerce. I mean, sure, it's auctions and buy it now, but so many people use eBay, especially for the retro game side and collectibles. That's almost the go-to for a lot of us. And then here comes GameStop just kind of rolling in. It's like, all right, could put the banner up on the door now. This is GameStop X eBay or cross eBay or whatever. And that's the other thing. What name do you use? Does it all kind of stay and look the same? There's a lot of questions here, but for now, they just need to figure out how they would
I mean, there's not really any questions about that. Meta owns Facebook. Facebook is Facebook, but Meta owns it. It's pretty simple. GameStop can be GameStop, eBay can be eBay, and they can, collaborate as well.
Even be able to buy or merge with eBay. I mean, as pointed out here over on Finance Yahoo, eBay, their shares have just risen 19%. So far this year. And again, if you look around, more and more people are just shopping online. And I think there was a lot of people kind of being trained during the pandemic and the stay-at-home orders and all that stuff, right? Where everyone's inside. Oh yeah, I was going to buy online. And then you kind of get used to it. And that's just what you've been doing still over the last several years now. And it's just, to me, it's GameStop's going in the opposite direction of eBay right now. So it's hard to square this entire idea so that it makes sense for eBay. But I mean, it's
Hey,
also
he is right about that. GameStop is going the opposite way of eBay. GameStop's business is growing and eBay's business is declining. That's not what he meant, you know. He meant the opposite, but if you actually do your analysis, GameStop is the growing positive business. eBay is the declining, terribly managed business with way too much stock-based compensation and way too many buybacks. And yeah, I mean, it's just eBay's not growing because of the management team. The management team's trying to make themselves rich. They're not trying to benefit shareholders, it seems, or grow the business. I mean, they are benefiting shareholders because the stock price is going up, but how long is the stock price going to keep going up if their business continues to decline? I think that's very up for debate.
hard to argue with the results that you're seeing from the stock market being excited around the prospect of GameStop and eBay merging, or GameStop maybe even floating an idea for them to take over eBay. It's interesting stuff. Kind of almost feels a little desperate from GameStop's side, and apparently a lot of that does have to do with Ryan Cohen and some large bonus that he'd be given if he can get the company up to like $100 billion market cap. And you kind of go, oh, okay, well, that would make sense.
It's crazy how clueless people are on the the stock compensation plan, and Ryan Cohen deserves it, no matter how you look at it. If you think Ryan Cohen's a greedy billionaire, whatever, he deserves that stock compensation or stock option award. It's not even a stock compensation plan; it's a stock option award. So Ryan Cohen has to buy shares of GameStop with his own money when it reaches those tranches in the performance award. He's not getting compensated stock. He's not getting given stock. He still has to buy it, but you know, the stock option is like $20.50 or something like that. So if the stock's trading at $30, $40, $50, $60, he still has the option to buy shares at $20 because of the performance award, which is really cool. And Ryan Cohen deserves it. But every dollar he puts in to that stock compensation award, you know, buying those shares at $20 gives the cash to GameStop. So if they end up, you know, reaching the 10 billion EBITDA and 100 billion market cap hurdle, Ryan Cohen's going to buy 3.5 billion of GameStop shares at $20, but it's going to be worth, you know, however much the stock is up. Like, it could be worth, like in a lot of articles are saying, 35 billion if it's over 100 billion. So, you know, Ryan Cohen is going to get extremely rich off this if it works out, but he 100% deserves it. And he's not getting free shares. He still has to buy them with his own money.
To try to make a big swing with eBay. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below. Is it something that you think could happen? Like one day we wake up and it's like, yep, GameStop is offering this much. They found it has to be a seriously rich entity or person, some kind of capital to come in and front the rest of it. And it's going to be GameStop over eBay on the door from that point. I have a hard time believing it, but we'll see if they make their offer here in the next week or two, because GameStop seems to be quite aggressive with some of these moves, and they got some money in the bank. So if not eBay, seems like they're at least shopping around a bit. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I think they'll do a stock offering, but I'm not really sure. They don't necessarily have to raise debt to buy this, but I think this guy had the best take overall. It's still not a very educated take. I think there's just a lot of misinformation about GameStop still, and people just are subscribed to the wrong narrative, which, you know, for me is extremely valuable. You know, if people continue to be subscribed to the wrong story, I mean, that's great. If the stock price keeps going up before people figure it out, I mean, the longer that happens, the more beneficial it is to any GameStop shareholder currently, because once the hype wave comes in and people finally figure it out, I mean, it's just gonna be insane, man. Oh, not bad. 20 minutes. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Has anyone uploaded that Michael Burry thing yet? right here. Excuse me, sorry. No, that's not the full article. Nobody's posted the full article yet. For some reason. New Wall Street Journal article. What is this? I think Wall Street Journal's paywalled, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see, did anyone send me the thing? No? Okay. Okay, then. Kevin Gill's promoting a scam coin. He's live. Said Kitty will be coming back. A little disappointing when I saw that. I mean, he's already promoted a scam coin before, so not really surprising. That last live stream he did was insane. I saw little clips of that. But I don't have Instagram, so I don't think I can... I don't even remember what his Instagram is. This? Yeah, I don't have Instagram, so I can't watch his live stream. Who's Roaring Kitty's brother? Just this dude on Twitter or Instagram. I can't verify whether he's actually Roaring Kitty's brother, but a lot of sources says he is. But he's promoted multiple scam coins. The last live stream he did, he got arrested on. Because he was having like a manic episode or something like that. Like, I don't even know. It was kind of sad to watch, but yeah, it's very weird. Very weird. Ryan Cohen's going to make loyal shareholders richer the longer they hold. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, think about it this way. You're at a, well, 12 billion market cap now, but we've all been buying at around 10 billion market cap. You know, so some people have higher cost averages because they've been buying since 2021 or whatever, but you know, we've been buying at around 10 billion market cap. If 5-10 years from now, if 5-10 years from now, GameStop has a year where they make 10 billion in net income, that's literally 100% of your investment from a fundamental perspective. That's not even from like a premium on the stock. So it's just insane what this investment could do in a long period of time. I mean, what happens if they start making 20, 30, 40 billion dollars a year? You're literally like 2 or 3xing your investment today every single year. Like, man, there's just so much opportunity with this investment. It's crazy, bro. It's actually insane how much opportunity there is in this investment. And it's not even, you know, my opinion's not even based on the stock price going up. It's all based on them growing the business. Because if they grow the business, the stock price should theoretically grow with the business. But what if there's a world where GameStop gets the same premium as like Apple or something, you know? What if GameStop does do what they say they're going to do and they become this 100, 200, 300 billion dollar company, but their stock price starts getting priced in like Apple or something, you know? It's like 10x of the assets. GameStop could be a $1 trillion company, you know, a $1 trillion market cap in the future. Like, it's definitely not impossible. You know, most of my opinions based off of just the fundamentals. I think the stock's just going to follow fundamentals, and maybe in moments you'll get a premium on the stock. I don't know if it'll last. Like, I don't know if GameStop will ever trade at a premium. I think you'll just have, you know, little squeezes throughout the years, but what if it does? What if it does start trading at a premium? That's, man, so much opportunity. So much opportunity. Do you consider this timely for Roaring Kitty changing his account status? It is pretty interesting. It is very interesting, for sure. Corey's hair is $1 trillion. Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud. Damn, another 2-hour stream. What now, chat? It's already hyped without any moves, just speculation. Yeah, true. Very true. Your volume the past couple trading days is pretty wild too. I know, it's just this one trading day. I thought April 30th's volume was pretty high as well, but I guess it was just May 1st. Like 20 million volume. Not bad. Not too shabby. I would read that Michael Burry article, but nobody's posting it. And it's probably really long, so I don't know if I want to read it anyway. I mean, this is how I feel right here. Yes, I was hoping for more. Yes, it could have been worse. No, I am not disappointed. No, I am not super excited yet. I think I think Michael Burry put it pretty well right here. I support GameStop Go at eBay. It makes some sense as it fits in a number of ways. But I do believe the price is high, and Ryan is likely has significant synergies and opportunities in mind. As details come in, I'll update my view. For now, I give Ryan the benefit of the doubt. Yep, that's literally where I'm at. For once, I agree with Michael Burry. That's very rare. Usually I don't really agree with Michael Burry in most cases, but I do agree with that. Like, I'm not like super excited about it. I just I think Ryan Cohen's I think he's that guy, bro. I think Ryan Cohen's that guy. And you know, we'll see. Can AI summarize the article without purchase? Nah, it doesn't work on paywalled articles. At least not for mainstream AIs. If you had I forget what they're called, but if you had one that didn't have like a regulator or whatever, maybe you could, but it's not going to work with like ChatGPT or something like that. But yeah, pretty good day of streaming, I suppose. Let's see, some more people are even if they're talking about it in a good or bad way, they're talking about it. That's what matters. Every eyes are going to turn on to GameStop with those highly followed streamers doing videos about the situation. And I agree, he really don't know the subject he's talking about. Ryan's slowly reshaping e-commerce, and a lot more people will learn about it really soon. That's a very good take by that guy. I used to listen to his opinion, took it with a grain of salt, but this makes me more critical. Peanut Gallery is real in YouTube. Who the F's a Pengu? Who the F's a Pengu? That's funny. Who the F a Pengu? Yeah, this video's not doing as well as I thought it would. No, that's okay. That's okay. None of the videos I post really do that well, to be fair. See what the AI says about it. Oh, chat. If someone can get me that super stock or that Michael Burry article, I'll read it. But I might be out of here in a second. Unless you guys got something to talk about. New upcoming shorters traders coming. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Berkshire had their annual meeting today, and I guess the attendance was down, which is pretty interesting. I was going to get up early and stream that, but it started pretty early. But yeah. Is there anything else to talk about before we go? Oh yeah, I think there's another Warren Buffett interview. Let me double check that. Pretty sure there's another Warren Buffett interview. I don't know if I want to watch that. Oh look, Neo Cards and Comics is live on stream. And they're talking about GameStop. Should we check this out? Let's see what they're talking about.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name.
Do they have a chat? Oh, they have a chat. I can type in their chat, bro. Let's see what they're saying.
And I think a lot of those sellers are performing pretty well just because of the mass number of people that use eBay.
Should I type
So I mean,
in the
imagine
chat?
being a live seller and you're on the front page of eBay. How many eyeballs you're getting on that?
I'm gonna put
Just, even if they're
GameStop
not
to the
interested in what
moon,
you're
baby.
doing.
Let's
Like the amount of people that go
go.
to the eBay homepage
Nah,
a day is
seriously.
probably astronomical. Like the number of hits that gets onto that website. So even if you convert a small percentage of that into your stream, that's a
Our
massive
generation.
business. But to your
view.
point, there's been a bit of a land grab going on for the last few years between, you know, you have Ruben and Fanatics on this side, and then you have like Nat
Let's see
Turner
what
and
let's
the
see what
Coens
people
on
say in the
other
chat
side
about
with,
that.
like, the Collectors Universe, PSA, Beckett, SGC, eBay, Golden, like all that group, and then the Fanatics doing their thing, and then there's a bunch of people caught in the middle that are just kind of like, I'm kind of aligned with both of you. I'm kind of doing my own thing. Maybe someone please buy me. Like,
Yeah, well, that's the kind of the interesting part, right? Because it's like, clearly it's like somebody wants to own the entire pipeline, top to bottom, right? Like one company to rule them all in the collectible world. And you kind of have
PSA is
two,
pretty close to that, I feel like, right now.
yeah.
they don't
And you have
make-
two powerhouses.
They should get me in here, bro.
I've always framed it like this.
They should get
Topps
me in this chat.
controls- Ruben and Topps control the primary because they're making everything. And then they're kind of dipping their toes in the selling and getting their little percentage points here and there. But Collectors Universe and eBay really control everything once it's been produced, because PSA could grade it, assign more value to it. They could sell it multiple times over and over again in their vault or through eBay. And then the GameStop relationship.
I'm gonna tell them to get me
Both
on the
sides are
stream.
basically printing money. And I don't know that any one company can completely control both sides. I don't know that Fanatics wants to get, a lot of people love to run with the speculation that Fanatics wants to get in the grading. And I can see how you could follow the breadcrumbs, but I don't think
do
it
another
makes sense to
collab.
them. I don't think
Nobody
want
wants
to
to
spend that
collab
money.
with me,
It would
bro.
cost a fortune.
Nobody wants to collab with
go
me.
at Collectors Universe in the position
Let's
that
be
they're in.
real.
And people have said about, you know, should GameStop have bought PSA? I don't know that PSA wants to sell. I mean, I think the speculation in the hobby has been for a while that their whole end goal is to go public again. So, I mean, maybe they would sell, but I feel like they're going more the IPO route.
I feel like
than
PSA
anything
is a
else.
ticking time bomb. Honestly.
I did see a comment
What happened?
about people saying like Target and Dick's and Walmart seem to be like all investing in, you know, collectibles. Like I said, I
He's
just thought
a-
that was interesting because
he's reading the
I've
chat,
seen
but
it
he's
at
not reading my
Staples
chat.
lately. Like when
That's
I go to
rude,
Staples
bro.
to buy like bubble wrap and stuff for shipping, there's like a thing with Pokemon cards in it all the time now, and I always think I'm like I should just buy some, but like because usually that stuff's sold out everywhere, but I feel like people aren't looking at Staples. So, but yeah, it's like they're popping up everywhere. Like anybody that can get some distribution seems to be trying to get it.
Well, and the people that you mentioned, the Dick's, the Walmarts, the Targets, are even going a level above. Like Dick's, they're
wish.
putting like almost full-blown card shops in some of their stores now.
I would
It's
love
not
to
just
do some
like
collabs,
They
bro.
have an end cap with some retail stuff in it.
It's just nobody's
Like
gonna
the Dick's House of
collab.
Sports in Pennsylvania or in Pittsburgh is the one that bought the Skeens 101 debut patch. Like, that was $1 million card that they bought just to display in their store. And then Target recently announced that they are going to kind of do something similar in some stores where they're basically going to put like an upgraded collector experience, like
Yep.
rip out part of the store and put
I don't know
in
how much of this I want to
uh,
watch. I'm just gonna
card shops
tell Neo I
too
love
big
him.
of a stretch, but just like a more dedicated area for collectibles. And we've seen Walmart do a lot of stuff in the comic book side with short box, with live selling, with all sorts of things that they have their hands in too. So they're all getting into it to some degree or another. I feel like Dick's has been the most aggressive of all of them, at least in the sports card side of things.
I was gonna say, like Dick's, it fits though. You know, I mean, like all the sports equipment, everything. You're gonna have people that collect sports cards. Maybe I don't know how much they spread into like Pokemon or TCG versus sports.
They do
people,
have some, but their focus is more on sports.
Yeah.
Let me ask this though. Let's say that GameStop is able to make this happen. They put the money together. They end up buying eBay. What does that look like?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is this
anything
good,
really?
bad? What is this?
I don't think there's any real like, oh my god, we woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden, power to the players or something crazy like that is all over.
I'm gonna tell him to get me on this stream, bro.
eBay's got to stay eBay. eBay's
yeah. I think if anything, it
just
would be
prints money,
small,
right? Like I feel like they would just probably keep things largely the same. Like I think somebody called it like a toll booth for sales, and that's really what it is. Like they just accept, all the sales. They just it's a great revenue stream,
Well, can I ask this then, just because everyone would be interested in this, from a collectible side of things, or a collector side, or maybe a seller side, or whatever, is this make it better for everyone in collectibles? Is this worse? Or is it like, whatever, it'll just be the same thing?
That's what I said. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing more fees tacked on. They're going to do that anyway, but maybe it accelerates. Like that's always my concern. Anytime you get more drive for money, involved in any of these companies, like, I mean, yeah, that would be my biggest concern, is that the fees go up, which the problem there is that it does start, then it like potentially pushes sellers to other platforms. Now, there really isn't like a great competition for eBay right now. I mean, yeah, you've got Whatnot in that, but like eBay is the place.
I'm just typing in their chat, bro.
If you want.
This is what it's like to watch a stream, bro.
Live selling, but not
you just type in the chat and they just ignore you.
Platform. On the high end, they do. Like when you start getting into like,
am I the only streamer who actually like responds to their chat?
There is a lot of competition in that space, but in that the vast middle ground where most people live and play there's not a lot of competition for in a traditional selling sense. But things are. To me, I think it's past us, but the younger audience is going more and more towards the live selling aspect of it, versus the traditional eBay method, if you will. And eBay has their toes in that too. So
I don't think they would get me on this stream.
I think
bro.
For us, I don't know that a lot would change. I think they could potentially roll out some interesting things for a more casual audience, leveraging the brick and mortar side.
Well, we'll have to kind of keep tabs on, what happens with the story. I mean, if it is in fact actually going to happen, this could just be a lot of hearsay. It could just be kind of a marketing play.
I don't think they're going to answer
GameStop
to anything
stock.
I said in the chat.
But, if anything happens,
Haters,
we'll definitely
bro.
be here to report on it.
Haters.
But I think we have to now move on to our next big story.
No.
Speaking of big
Get me on the
business
stream.
ruining everything for everybody in collectible land, we got to talk about Logan
Oh
Paul
my
going
God, they're
all
going to talk
in
about
on
Logan
manga.
Paul.
Now, this is a story
Ew.
that sort of broke last week. We had a couple posts from Logan Paul and Jeremy Padower, who made an announcement that they are going in big for manga. Logan,
I'm the
picking
number
up
one chatter in the
a
stream,
weekly
and they won't
shonen,
even
number
talk to me,
34,
bro.
First appearance of One Piece.
I'm
in
the
a
number one
Beckett
chatter in their
9.0,
stream.
and also a
This is
first
bullshit.
Dragon Ball in a Beckett 9.2.
Where's
I
the
believe
love?
Dragon Ball is the highest graded copy known to exist.
Where's
and
the love?
One Piece is the second highest graded copy.
No
They disclosed that
love.
the Dragon Ball they
Oh, it
paid
ain't no love.
$550,000.
Ain't
for
no
this
love
book
in
right
the
here. They did a
game.
video
Yeah, there
where
ain't
they
no
talked
love.
about, why they decided to pick it up. They kind of gave their thesis on the entire, manga universe and these IPs. And wouldn't you know it, soon after that, we started getting the listings and the sales
No
and the movement,
love.
and everything was going
Said
crazy
there ain't no
on the secondary market,
love.
specifically for that of
All right, I don't know if I want to keep watching this or not. I was hoping they would actually respond to me, bro. If they want to talk GameStop, they should be inviting me to this stream, bro. I'm that guy. I'm that guy, bro.
kind of check on 130 point to confirm that that was an actual sale. And it's kind of stands to, or it's important to point out that a 7.0 sold in November of last year
No
for $10,000.
love. All right, what the fuck do we do, chat? I was hoping these guys would actually respond, but they're just like off in their own little world and doing their thing. They don't care about GameStop. They don't want to get rich. They just want to talk about Logan Paul. So what the fuck do we do now, bro? I got the feeling nobody wants to get rich. They just want to like talk about stuff that like doesn't benefit their life in any way. It's like, why is there no like real conversations anymore? You know, how come nobody's like trying to benefit other people? It's like trying to sell something or hop on the current drama of the week. I mean, I guess I kind of do that too, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm the #1 chatter in their stream and they don't even respond to me. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. They got more viewers than I do and their chat is dead.
It's like the manga people are getting it. I mean, maybe these have always been the conversations within the manga world, but it's just funny to see another hobby. You know, like, or it's like that meme, you know, the meme with like James Franco where he's got the noose around his neck. He's like, oh,
no love. No, there ain't no love.
What do you think about Logan Paul buying up these mangas? What do you think about the crash outs?
I'm just gonna say GameStop's better. I just want to be a part of this stream. I just want to talk about GameStop, man. I just want to talk about GameStop, bro. I can see him reading the chat. Yeah, they don't want nothing. They don't want nothing to do with me, bro. They don't want nothing to do with me, bro.
Sick of all that garbage. You know,
I'm just gonna leave it with this. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Exactly. You know, that's what we'll do. We'll go home. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Alright, chat. I don't know what to do. Did someone upload that to fucking Reddit yet so we can read Michael Burry's article? Come on, someone upload it. Ugh. Why is nobody uploading it? And nobody messaged me it either. Rip, son, rip. Such a huge L, chat. Huge L. Huge L. Alright, well, do you guys got anything? Because I might be out of here. I don't really know what else to talk about. I wish I could get on this stream, bro. With
the free Iron Beam platform and...
They gotta get me on here, bro.
All of the emotions in that story, because you might imagine he paid a certain amount for it raw, right? Graded it.
A much smaller certain amount, I'm sure.
A fraction, right? Like, I mean, you know, a very...
They're still fucking talking about Logan Paul, bro. Still talking about Logan Paul. Come on. It's GameStop's time, bro. It's GameStop's time to shine. What are we talking about Logan Paul for? This is GameStop season, baby.
But what it's gone on to sell
is GameStop season, chat. Oh. Alright. I don't really know what to say. I don't know the other three guys, so I'm gonna just shout out Neo.
observer. I got no beef with nobody about it. You know, I got my opinions about Logan Paul, but but what Ryan said is right.
I'm saying
He
Logan
is
Paul
completely
humble.
aware that his likeness is going to, you know, pump.
Yeah, I'm still humble. Yeah, I'm still humble. How'd I do all this and I stay humble? Alright. I think it's time to go, chat. I think it's time to go. I don't really know what else to talk about. But I appreciate you guys. Shout out all my OGs. Appreciate all the OGs. Thank you for supporting the stream of all this time. And shout out to the new people. If you're new here, thanks for giving the stream another chance. Hopefully we see you again. Much love. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe someone will upload that Michael Burry article and we can read it or something. I don't know. But if I don't see you tomorrow, maybe I'll see you on Monday. And if I don't see you on Monday, maybe I'll see you on Tuesday. And if I don't see you on Tuesday, all right, I'm out of here. Much love. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. God bless. Peace. Later, Isaiah. Have a good one, bro. Later, Ruben. I don't know who else is here, but I appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend.